I go ahead.
All right, this is Zen Garcia with EndeavorFreedom.tv, and I'm with Andrew of People First Georgia. Andrew's going to tell us a little bit about his experience with inaccessible businesses and the lack of accommodation.
Okay, I'd be glad to talk about the various things that take place. Because this disability thing just came upon me not too many years ago. And now, I see how they treat people who have disabilities. They discriminate against people who have disabilities.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you how they do that. Okay? First of all, they look at you like, well, what are you doing in here? You ain't supposed to be here.
Right.
We don't care nothing about you. I mean, that's the vibe that you get from a lot of people. It's like, and then if you ask people to assist you, they kind of look at you like, why you want some assistance? What do you need? Why are you causing this problem? It's not a problem. It's called assistance, customer service. I am a customer.
Right.
I am a guest in your place. Now that's the big thing. They like to call us guests now. When you come to a Walmart or you come to any business, you're a guest now. Okay, so you're supposed to have accommodations for your guests. And some places don't have that. They don't care anything about you because you have a disability and you're different. So let me get away. They'll try to get away and find somebody else to deal with the situation. Not me, because I work with regular folks. I don't work with people with disabilities. Now, with people that have disabilities, we have to take certain responsibilities to know who are helping us. What is the name of the bus driver that disrespected you? What is the name of the bus driver that didn't assist you? What is the name of the supervisor that left you 4 hours late for the MARTA bus? And the MARTA bus driver, the supervisor, which I personally gave him an accommodation, is because he explained everything to me. He said, we have bus drivers and we have other bus drivers that are here for their money. And they're here to get paid.
Yeah.
And that's all they care about. They don't care about going the extra mile for somebody.
Right.
Which, that's what you have to do for people with a disability.
Absolutely.
You have to sometimes go the extra mile. But you have to go the extra mile to know who is going the extra mile.
Right, and who's not.
And a lot of times, we don't do that. Because everybody's disability is different.
Right.
Some people have disabilities because they can't verbalize certain things. Some people are not cognitive to understand certain things. They don't have the cognitive ability to understand certain things. So what you have to do is you have to make people aware of the situation, because sometimes they don't even know you have a disability.
Right.
You might not have a cane, or you might not have a wheelchair, but you might be afflicted in another way.
Right.
And you have to make them aware. First of all, hold on, excuse me, miss. Excuse me, sir. I have a disability. Could you possibly help me?
Right.
Because now once you make them aware of that, and they want to act like the fool or the joker, that's another thing. But see, if you don't make them aware of the fact that you have a disability,
They can't read your mind.
they can't read your mind. Absolutely, Mr. Garcia. So I like to make people aware of certain situations, and I let them know that, I can do things. I can be aware. And I've been a teacher for like 35 years or something like that. And I retired, from being a teacher. But now I'm back in Georgia, because I'm proud to say that I was the first black coach in Gwinnett County and the second black teacher in Gwinnett County, way back in the 80s.
You've been pioneering this road for a long time.
Oh, a long time. Now I went to Connecticut and I finished up my stuff in Connecticut. Then I got hurt, so I retired.
How did you acquire your disability?
Well, what happened? I didn't know what was wrong. These certain things started happening. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought, see, I've been an athlete most of my life. So I thought it was maybe because I, was an athlete and I was like, some things are starting to hurt because I'm getting older now.
Mm-hmm.
But little by little, things started occurring and I didn't understand what was going on. So I finally went to about 17 different doctors. And the doctor said, wait a minute, I think I know what your problem is, bro. I said, well, what is my problem? You have MS. I think you have MS. I said, what is MS? You will find out. We can't tell you exactly what's going to happen to you because everybody's MS is different. Just like everybody's disability is different. So, over the years, certain things have happened, but I keep it moving. I make things happen. When I make people aware that I have this disability, and if you're working in this service of helping people with disabilities, maybe you can do it this way. Maybe you could do it that way. And if you don't want to help, please let me know. Please let me know so I can make the proper people aware of that you didn't want to assist me.
Right, and find somebody who will.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And see, the supervisor that I talked to, Marta, okay, he was a true gentleman. True gentleman. I was 4 hours late waiting here at the GOA building, waiting here for the bus to come. I waited an hour, didn't come. 2 hours, didn't come. 3 hours, didn't come. Finally, the 4th hour, he shows up. But the bus didn't show up. They came in a personal van. So they put me in the van, and they brought me to my destination, and we had a long talk, me and the supervisor. And the supervisor told me, he said, look, you're taking a chance. It's like potluck. You don't know who is going to assist you or who is not going to assist you. Certain people are here to get paid, and certain people are here to, assist folks because they know what their job is. But you have to take the responsibility to know what that person's name is and what the bus number is, and so you can be aware of certain situations. Just like certain Walmarts and certain Publix. Sure, we're people that need certain things just like everybody else. We need groceries. We need things from the Walmart. We need things from the Publix. We need things from all the different businesses in the community. And like you said, we're 25% of the population.
Exactly.
So we're going to need certain things because we're human beings and we need certain things. But, some people just are not aware or don't care whether or not they help or they're concerned. They're not concerned because they don't think that they have to do that. Oh, well, I get off at 3 o'clock and it's 2:45. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? You're not the one to help me. I'm not going to help you because I got to go. Well, thank you very much. I can move on to another person. Maybe somebody else can help me. But then when you have a disrespectful attitude and a stank attitude, then I know what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But you got to find that out. You have to take the responsibility to help to find out certain things. But see, certain people with disabilities don't have the wherewithal to know these things.
To do that, right?
So,
or choose not to.
Yeah. And we have to be aware that there are certain situations that need to be addressed. There are certain people that don't care about us. There are certain people that are here for the check and the check only.
Right.
But
A lot of people.
But once we find that out, then we can move on to people that want to go out of their way. Because there's been a lot of people that have really helped me out along the way. But then there have been a lot of people that, they have not helped me whatsoever.
Right.
And I can't get upset or I can't make that a focus of my day, that my whole day is shot because this person didn't do what you wanted them to do.
Otherwise, you'd have a bad day every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every single day. Because during the course of a day, I come in contact with a lot of different kinds of people.
Yeah.
And, some people just are not aware of your situation. They don't even know that the bathroom is, the stalls are too high and you can't reach the soap, or you can't You know,
Or
you
if
can't
it's
wash
not
your
wide
hands.
enough for you to get your wheelchair in there
Absolutely.
beside the toilet, you can't do anything else.
Absolutely. So you have to make them aware.
Yeah, right.
You know, don't try to let people read your mind.
right. Let me ask you this, Andrew.
Yes.
I want to ask you is about specifically businesses. We've
Yes.
talked a lot about MARTA. Tell me about your experience with, certain inaccessibilities or certain lack of accommodations in just going to businesses.
Well, businesses, you have to rate them individually.
Yeah.
You just can't say overall that the Target sucks.
Right.
They don't do anything wrong. Right.
Right.
You know, because individual Targets do things the way they do things, and this other Target over here in Gwinnett County, they're really on top of things.
Or just give me an example of a good experience and a bad experience.
A bad experience was when my wheelchair tipped over because they didn't have the proper situation where wheelchairs can go through. Like the aisles were too small,
Too crowded,
too
too
crowded.
packed.
Plus, I have two different kinds of wheelchairs.
Mhm.
One wheelchair is smaller than the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, they anticipated me to do like I normally do. But I said, wait a minute, I got a different wheelchair this time. So this is not going to happen. So I got caught. I got caught in a situation. And it cost somebody some time. And they had to expend some energy that they normally don't have to expend. And they really did not want to be dealing with that particular problem. So it depends on your individual business. Each
Right.
business handles things differently.
Yeah.
Not all Walmarts are bad. This Walmart over here, they're not handicap accessible. They're not handicap friendly. They're not disabled friendly. But this one right here, they go the extra mile. They'll do whatever they have to do to make things, to accommodate for you. You see what I'm saying?
Well, just rate in general your experience of of just dealing with different businesses overall.
Well-
Like 40% are accessible, accommodating, or
MARTA. Okay, we'll start with MARTA. MARTA has a very good service that, they provide a good service, but not everybody follows through with the mission statement that MARTA is trying to provide. See, you might find 50% of the people that really follow through with the mission statement. And then 50% of other people just want to finish their day and get over, be over with it. And they're not gonna go the extra mile. They could care less.
right.
So, 50%, it could be 50-50 with MARTA. Now, I live in Gwinnett County. Now, the Gwinnett County service is totally different from the MARTA service, but they don't cover as much ground as the MARTA service. So they can be on time all the time. They can go the extra mile because each individual driver has to be aware of what they're doing because they will be called on the carpet. But see, with MARTA, you got 1,000, how many people
Right,
got?
right,
They
a
said
lot.
there's 1,600 calls that they receive every day,
Right.
okay?
Yeah, they're a huge business.
They're a huge business. Where Gwinnett County is the largest county in Georgia,
Yeah.
but their service is one of the smallest in Georgia. But most of the drivers that they have to answer questions to certain people, and then they have certain workshops that they have to attend to
Yeah.
be aware of certain things. Well, MARTA, I don't think that they do. Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna ask you final comment to give final comment from you
Yes.
as far as what would you want to say to not only MARTA but also the business community.
Just be aware, and try to understand that we're people too,
Right.
and that we care about everybody no matter what their situations, we care about people.
Right.
That's why we're part of people first, because we
Right.
care about people.
Right, exactly.
But see, other people look at you because you have a disability. We don't want to be bothered with them
Right.
because they have a disability.
Right,
You
Joe.
see what I'm saying? But we're regular folks just like everybody
Exactly.
else.
Exactly.
We have the same needs that everybody else has. So let's be aware of certain situations.
And then really, with time and with space, eventually everybody's going to be dealing with disability on some level.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it's aging or traumatic
Absolutely.
accident or injury. So.
It's going to affect everybody.
And if it's not that person individually, it's going to be a family member, a loved one, a brother, aunt, uncle, you know, something
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I have family members that don't care anything about me because I have a disability.
like that. Yeah.
You know?
But they'll find themselves in that situation.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah, but see, I don't think they ever call me to let me know, how you doing? Is everything all right? You know, they just focus on what happened in the past that made me, you know, maybe I had a problem and they took advantage of me, and they focus on the fact that they took advantage of me, not what's going to happen with me right now, here and now.
Mm-hmm.
They could care less. They just focus on the negative,
Yeah.
not the positive.
Right.
And I wish everybody would look at people as we're human beings just like everybody else.
And have every right to.
And we have every right just like everybody else does. And we have to adhere to laws just like everybody else. So why don't you provide opportunities like you provide for everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go through that red light because the light is red. But see, if you see a person with a disability, you're not gonna, you know, maybe you just like go the other way because you don't want to deal with that situation. Instead of knowing that that person has a disability might take a little bit longer,
Right.
or you might want
Right.
to take your time with that situation. See, some people try to avoid the whole situation
Mm-hmm.
because.
We're going to end it on this note here, Andrew,
Okay.
because I need to get a couple more people done, and then we're going to have to look it up.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you taking the time to interview with us. I think you have a very relevant story, and it'll be good.
Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to let me share my views.
Anytime,
Mr.
man.
Garcia. I
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime.